Hey guys, Christine and Coco Recycler, welcome back to the channel. We're up to part 40 of the Great Cleanup. There are currently nine days to go. 5, 4. It's Friday. It's later in the day, and I'm going to include in this episode. Christine and I got some stuff done inside last night, and Christine tackled one of the scary spots, which was underneath the counter in the front of the shop. Not the serving counter, but a bench I had across the front of the window. So we'll cut to that one shortly. I'm just about to take some scrap home, some copper home. We've had a pretty good day in the yard again today. I'll show you that shortly as well. Let's have a look at what we got up to last night first. The great unveiling of whatever was under that bench. Okay, now this evening we're doing an unveiling, is it?
10 years in the making.
Well, we're having a look at what stock's under this front counter in the shop. And Coco's here in her rainbow coloured jacket. High vis. Is that a dog's version of high vis?
It's cold, yeah.
So there's stock from under here.
Coco and her technicoloured
Dreamcoat, yeah. Ooh. Rabbit traps.
Rabbit traps.
I thought I was out of those. I had no idea there was rabbit traps under there. Whoops.
Oops.
What did you break?
Something that was only $2.
A $2. Oh no, a $2 vase. I'll put it on your account.
It was mine.
Whoops. Okay, so this evening we're trying to make an effort, an attempt to reduce the quantity in the shop. Most of the shop's pretty good, and it's all discounted down to $2 basically. But there's still a lot of stock shoved under here, and I think when I did my video a while back and walked around and showed you all the scary bits, this was one of the scary bits because I knew it was packed under here. Is that coming out? And there's boxes and boxes. Actually, it's not quite as full as I thought. There's even a roll of hessian there.
There's a lot of rat shit in here.
Yeah, there's probably been mice under here too. I don't know what's in these boxes. It's going a lot of shed stuff. All right, we'll probably just move the boxes as they are, and we'll do some unboxing videos at some stage, and I'll be doing lots of those after this great cleanup finishes. Coco has found a coat hanger. What do you call this coat hanger where they do this knitting?
A knitted coat
It's
hanger.
a knitted coat hanger, okay. And it's, yeah, particularly good to chew, obviously. So more boxes in the corner there. So this could be very interesting what's in some of these boxes. I do remember cleaning out that shed where some of that stuff come from, and there was some really interesting stuff in that shed. The rabbit traps I had no idea were under here. And where's Coco gone? It's the monster from the deep. Righto, stop mucking around, you two. I was going to say, for those of you that don't know, there is a law regarding selling rabbit traps in Australia. They're illegal to use, but they're not illegal to own, and many people collect them, and they are a part of our history. Yes, I know they're cruel, but you're not allowed to use them anymore, but people do collect them. There's a lot of rare brands that can bring really big money. I don't know, I'll have to check these. Most common ones in Australia are the Lane's Ace trap, and they've got an ace, like an ace of spades on the plate there. They're pretty common. I sell those at about $15. They make great ornaments, and as I said, they're actually a real link to Australia's history, because a lot of families in the early days actually only survived because they caught rabbits. Okay, well, I've got it all out from under the bench now, or at least Christine has. I've been working on my upload video for tonight. Singer sewing machine, very common. I can't get into it; it's actually locked. But we have a lot of people who come along with, Grandma's Singer portable sewing machine, and they think it's worth a fortune. Well, they must have made them by the millions because they're everywhere, so they're pretty hard to sell. Generally, only around about $50 we sell them for. Is that about right, Christine?
I do the treadles for about $400.
Oh, the treadles are more, yeah, but these portable ones, yeah. What have we got in some of these boxes? There's a nice old tin, Gibson kettle. Yeah, interesting. I haven't seen that one before. Well, I don't remember it. Kitchen mincer, they're pretty common, but they sell quite well. Also, there's a box brownie camera. Who knows what's going to be in the bottom of these? That one looks a real mixture. Some spanners there too. I always look out for the good Australian made SIG chrome spanners, and that's a Whitworth one, so they'll sell well. Nice old spanners in amongst there. There's some woodworking tools here, a large Dawn vise, a number 9. Christine will tell you I've got a lot of vices. We have some planes. Look at this. This is a monster. So they're going to be good dollars, these planes. That'll probably be a Stanley as well, I would imagine. Number 8. Oh, it's a Bailey. I think Bailey and Stanley might be one and the same. I'm not sure. That's a Carter. That's another good wood plane. There's some good quality tools in here. Even some of these old Tomahawk axes. Sometimes they're a German-made axe head. I have to check those out. Anyway, I shouldn't go through it too much now, but there's lots of interesting stuff. There's large old pots and pans. There's army boxes. We don't even know what's in that. Did you open that army box?
I did, because I thought I nearly exploded it.
Thought it was live munitions.
Yeah.
And do you remember what was in it? Let's have a peek. Oh,
Tap fittings.
tap fittings, or just general shed stuff. It'll be interesting to go through. There's a vintage hedge trimmer, Black & Decker. These are interesting. These, I believe these are cobbler's pliers for working on shoes. Correct me if I'm wrong. What do you think, Coco? Interesting. These are wire strainers. They turn up quite often. Let me get these out. They're a Donald brand wire strainers, and they're usually missing the hammer. The hammer is the actual handle. It might be in a box somewhere. This little gadget here looks like a saw set for setting the teeth on a wood saw, and that looks like it's a brass one probably. Some pretty old... A what?
A router.
A router?
Do you have a router?
I do have a router. I have a few of them. Yeah, very interesting. That's an old woodworker's scribe. Lots of old tools. Lots of boxes full of mystery stuff. That looks interesting. What's in that one? Did you open that?
I did.
You've opened everything. And it's a... don't know.
Yeah, I can see why you kept it. You know, string, it's just... It'd be handy one day.
Oh, that's just dripping with sarcasm. An Echo chainsaw. I've got a lot of chainsaws as well as vices. There's a glue pot. Besides, string might be handy one day. So these are an old glue pot. It's the idea was to put your glue, which was probably the old, I don't know, what do they boil down horses to make glue in the old days, didn't they? So you'd put boiling water in the pot there, and you'd set your glue in there, and it actually softens the glue and allows you to use it. No, you have a hard time putting a horse in that pot. Anyway, that's about all I'm going to do here. We can't go through boxes. We need to move them all. So thanks, Christine, for emptying under the counter there. And she did try to move the drum, but it just so happens that the drum is supporting the counter.
You're lucky I couldn't move it.
That would have been fun to watch. Okay, so we're making some good progress in the shop tonight. So that was Thursday night. Now we're back to Friday. I've loaded the ute and trailer up to go home. I'm going to unload some of this at home. Come back here. I've got a meter guy who wants to look at something. I've sold a few other things out of the yard today. So we'll finish off this video with a look at the trailer now and what we've done in the yard. So I've loaded up my copper, or some of my copper. These are old inserts out of basically large boiling tubs, or known as coppers. But the inserts are actually copper. They could have been electric, they could have been, I think some of them were gas, and of course some had a little firebox underneath them. I think in the old days they were basically a washing tub. They add up to quite a bit. I've seen them polished up and they sell very well, but all these are quite badly damaged. So they're just scrap. There's a fair bit of weight in there. This is a large copper cylinder. It would have been a hot water service. It is a big beefy one that's about 30 kilos in that. So just on scrap copper prices, there's at least $300 in that one tub. This one's a more typical hot water service. It is an older one, which was certainly a thicker gauge copper. So that's about 20 kilos, is about $200. Forget the radiator on top, that's just an aluminium one. There's quite a lot of sheet copper in there. There's another insert over there. Let's go and have a look what's inside that. I think there was a coil of copper pipe and a bit of old wire. So what you see on the trailer there, not counting these tubs have transformers in them, just that little bit of copper there, scrap copper, is pretty much $1,000 worth of copper at the current prices. It has dropped back a little bit as well, but I will be taking that to Melbourne the first chance I get after D-Day. On the ute, we have some radiators. These are old car ones, so they're a copper core radiator with a brass tank, top and bottom. You do, if you're scrapping these, you do have to get the side brackets off because the side brackets are steel, I mean. So make sure you wave a magnet over any radiators, because if you take it down with a steel panel on the side, they're going to give you a dirty price, which is a lot lower than what you'll get for these. I'm not sure what these are worth at the moment. I think they're probably about $5 a kilo. Might even be a little bit more. There's an old wheelbarrow that's going home for the garden. There's some radiators that I do have to strip off and clean up, which I will do at home because I just don't have time to clean up anything else here. You can see that one there, that bracket down the side will be steel, and that's probably steel across there too. But the cores are copper. Oh, this tank is actually plastic. So the more modern ones have a plastic tank. The older ones had a brass tank. Okay, I'm going to take this home. I'm running out of time this afternoon, and then we'll have a walk around the yard just to finish up this episode. Seems it's becoming traditional to walk through the yard to finish off a video. Have a look at all this lovely space. All those pellets went this morning. My woodman turned up right on time. I mentioned we're taking that one home for a raised garden bed. Lots of space opening out now. I felt today was quite busy all day, but I didn't feel like I achieved a lot. I know I did, but you know, you have some days where you just don't feel like you got as much done as you should have. But I have cleaned off this bench. The guy that's getting that is coming to pick that up tomorrow. He did get his roofing iron. So yes, I've achieved a fair bit. I did have a few people coming through chatting today, and it always does slow you up. I mean, I'll chat till the cows come home, as you well know, and I've had a few people coming in to buy some stuff, and then he ended up talking for 20 minutes, half an hour, and you know, there goes some of the day that you don't get back. But look at this, Coco's really enjoyed running around in here. There's lots more space for her. Now Steve, my son, and Greg, my brother, are coming tomorrow, so they're going to help me move some heavier stuff. The firewood man's coming back for his last pile there, I think over the weekend sometime. And Greg and Steve will be moving some of this heavier stuff home. There's a bit more stuff down the lane to go home. I've just taken that load of copper home, and I'm also going to get them to put the ladders up in Christine's shop because my arm can't lift up very high at the moment still. So there we go, that'll finish this episode. As another day closes, there's a little less stuff in my yard. With only 9 days to go, it's going to be tight. I'm thinking we may, I don't know, I'm not going to call it. Whilst I'm not going to call it, I am thinking things will work out. They always do. It's not going to be a disaster. I would love to meet the challenge, but you know, if I can't, it doesn't matter. We've still achieved a lot. What we will have done, and I think is critically important, is to have the building totally empty, because at least on the 11th I can give them the keys. Now, I don't think anyone's going to object to me still having to move a bit of stuff from down the back. I don't think it's going to be a disaster. I would like not to have to do it, but you know, if we just can't make it, we just can't make it. So I'm not stressing about it. Things will be as they'll be. I'm pretty pleased with what we've got done so far. I do appreciate everyone coming along for the journey and giving me support, and you know, saying you can do it, you can do it. It's been great. I've loved the journey, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it too. Once this is all over, we will get back to some normality, but I'll still be doing, hang on, I've been holding the camera in my right arm. It's getting a little better, but I have to support it now. We will get back to some other videos along the repairing lines. I've got lots of projects, as you know. It's going to take a while before I get back to doing any worm tests, because a lot of stuff's going to be dumped at home and I will have to process that. We might do, I was joking with someone in the comments section that we might do a massive like 40-part series on unboxing stuff that's in my emergency storage shed. There'll probably be a few videos on that because there's some pretty cool stuff in there. So we'll wind things up here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll probably do another video again tomorrow. I hope you don't get sick of them. We'll see you then. Bye for now.